Hello, I'm MK Davis. Excuse me. I want to discuss something today that it's not Bigfoot related, but it's interesting nevertheless. It's cryptid related. And a cryptid, for those who've never heard the word, is a hidden animal, an animal that has not been officially discovered. And way back in 1886, there was a farmer or rancher in Montana, and he had this animal coming up and killing his livestock, and he'd made several attempts to shoot it, missed it, and then one day he got it, he bagged it, and it was such an odd looking thing that he spent the time and money to have it rendered taxidermically. And then it disappeared for a number of years, and his grandson found it in the University of Idaho at Pocatello, and he convinced them to let him have it back, and he built a museum and put it in the museum where it resides to this day. But the name that he called it was Shunka Warakin. Shunka Warakin. And it means carries off dogs. This had a curious look. It had some traits like a wolf, and it had other traits that resembled a hyena. And it just had the look of something ancient. Well, in all my experiences growing up, from time to time, people around here would see something like that. I remember they would comment that they had seen a hyena or saw something very close to a hyena. Excuse me. And I've been maintaining a game cam for a couple of years, and it's on an old trail, and that trail is ancient, and animals travel it still. And the other night I got this on there. And if your first thought comes to your mind, well, that's a mangy coyote. But no, it's not a mangy coyote. It's got a very long neck. Look at the length of the neck. And it's got the back and slopes downward. It's taller in the front than it is in the back. Got that little tripping type walk. Now, let's look at the one the guy killed in 1886. Let's see here. Well, I gotta get off this one. There we go. This is the actual specimen. You see, it looks very, very much like it. They call it Shunka Warakin, meaning it carries off dogs. Here, somebody put a comparison with an actual hyena. Well, you know, it's not completely and totally like a hyena. It's got some wolf-like traits too. But that hyena look, and that's what makes people, when they're willing to even talk about it, say they saw a hyena. There were hyenas in the Americas way back when, in former times, the Ice Age. But is it possible that they still exist? And because of their similarities with coyotes, end up just getting shot. Because coyotes, you can just shoot them. They're vermin. Which I don't agree with at all. I think that's largely responsible for the disappearance of the red wolf. They're so similar looking that they kill a red wolf and just let it lay. Let the buzzards get it. But let's look at this other. Let's examine why the Indians named it that. If I can. Here we go. There we go. The Indians, before they had horses, before the Spanish brought their horses over, they relied upon dogs to carry their things. Whenever they moved from place to place, they harnessed up their dogs, and the dogs pulled their worldly goods. And a dog was an extremely valuable animal to the Indians. And at this archaeological site they have close to here, it's called the Lake George site. The Peabody Museum back in the 1950s dug up dog burials where they actually interred the dogs in the mound. That's what they thought of their dog. When something like this right here, or like this, ran off with their dog, it was a tremendous loss. And they called it carries off dogs, Shunka Warakin. Shunka Warakin. Well, there's how it's spelled right there. Shunka Warakin. They get a lot of different views. This is an old picture right here. This one right here as well. It's not a huge animal, but it's got a tremendous bite. Like a hyena. A hyena's got tremendous jaws, and it could crush bone. You know, they eat something, they eat a bone and all. So this was living up in the wilds of Montana in 1886, and the one on my film was in Mississippi. But it's basically what people say they see when they say, I saw a hyena. And I remember it so well, different people. But, you know, it would be in dispute until you get... Now you can run DNA, I guess. And it might be a wolf of some type. But it's got this distinctive thick body, low in the back, higher in the front, long neck, bone-crushing jaw power. Let's look at it again. Well... here's my comparison I made. Look at the length of that. Look at the rear end of it. You see, it's very similar. Everything looks pretty much like this. And this was so different that this man was a subsistence type of fellow, had a little farm, paid to have that taxidermied. And here's one with a sound. The sound has been amplified, and the reason I did that is because it appears to be frightened or alerted by a sound, and you can listen for yourself. It made two sounds, but it was like brrr, brrr. I can't imitate it, but let's look at it again. Listen to it. Well, not too long ago, something got our cat and bit it so hard that it crushed all the bones in its right front leg. We had to have it amputated, so she's got 3 legs now. I suspect this might have been it. This carries off dogs and probably cats too. But that's it. That's what I wanted to show you, demonstrate to you, that it doesn't hurt to be up on things like that, because sometimes there's only minor differences, and when you like the red wolf and a coyote, you have to be skilled in red wolf identification to know whether there's a red wolf or just another coyote. They look almost alike. Red wolf's a little beefier. Maybe it's got a little more longer hair, but not that much longer. It's close. From a distance, you'd probably get out your rifle, and there goes another coyote. And it's the same with the Shunka Warakin. Shunka Warakin. I hope I'm saying it right. If you saw it out there in your field or something, you would shoot it for a coyote. Even though you might say to yourself, that's an odd looking coyote. So, well, how many things are out there at night? They don't come out in the daytime. It's the opportunities to see them or know about them is rare, and sometimes never. We have these little peephole shows now we get from our game cams. They do the work for us, but in the old days, I mean, it was just whatever came out at night was just another world. All right, well, let me get out of this. I hope you enjoyed it. It's just something else to think about, and some of those things, they apply across the board with cryptids. There's a lot of reasons why cryptids don't get recognized, and that's one of them, is because they may be similar looking to something else that is known. And unless you actually lay it upon a table and do DNA testing, people would swear, well, it's just another old coyote, or it's a coyote dog hybrid. Probably neither. It's probably a Shunka Warakin. Indians wouldn't have given it that name if they didn't know it existed. And they knew it existed, and they carried off their dogs. They're highly valued dogs. And for it to carry off a dog, it had to be pretty strong and powerful. Because, you can see why when you look at it. Okay. We'll leave with that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day. This is M.K. Davis, over and out. If if I can find my buttons. There we go.